Nice. Hello and welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back tonight with a double up on Legacy Leagues. First up with Green-Black Depths, and then second we have a Yidris deck that I've been playing around with. Not Yidris, Urion, which is a 4-color deck. I like to say it's Maverick, but it's more a mid-range deck. It still utilizes Green Sun Zenith and a bunch of one-ofs, which should be pretty fun to get to. But for now, we are playing... I've lost it. Where are we? Greenback Lurrus. So this deck should be pretty fun. The main aim of the deck, of course, is to use Vampire Hexmage, Dark Depths, and Thespian Stage to create a 2020, and hopefully win from there. The deck is a pretty easy fit for Lurrus, which is really nice. There's not really any deck building constraints other than some sideboard options that we do lose. Cards like Liliana Last Hope are pretty good. A little bit outdated now, but it is of course a card that we can't play in the main deck if we are wanting to lure us from the board. And I think that's just not really worth it. It's just so powerful having that 8th card in the sideboard. We did change the deck a little bit differently to how we played it last time, playing Thoughtseize in the main deck. And Inquisition, but now I just like Bauble because of Lurrus. A lot of the time when we did have hand disruption, we were just taking something that our opponent was getting back with a Lurrus anyway, so Thoughtseize doesn't seem great right now unless we're playing against combos, so I do still have 2 on the board, just because I do want some sort of disruption against some of the combo decks. Most of the time we're going to be trying to just combo off before they do, but it is nice just to have a little bit of hate for those decks, so that should be pretty fun. No occasion on the double up. I just thought it was probably worth getting out enough content, and working from home makes it a lot easier to sleep in the mornings till 9 o'clock. So double up should be good. The other thing is that this deck can either win or lose pretty quickly. Hopefully on the winning side, but yeah. So this league could be done in as little as an hour and a half, which is kind of nice. It is a pretty nice deck to just grind MTGO with. The one issue that I do have right now is that with companions around, there is a lot of Karakas in the format, so that could be an issue. I have moved to Sylvan Safekeeper to the board, and I do have a breakup of Wasteland and Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter kind of nice as well because with Pithing Needle in the sideboard for Wasteland decks, we can still hit things like Karakas with Ghost Quarter, which is nice. So that's pretty much it. I think we'll just get into a league and see how we go. Should be pretty fun. This deck has definitely put up a lot of results in the past. Not so much since companions have come around, but I think it definitely has legs. It seems like a pretty good deck, especially when it comes to companions. There's no real deck building constraints, as I said before, regarding what you can and cannot play. I guess hand disruption is a little bit worse, so that's kind of something to take into consideration, but otherwise it seems pretty good. Lurrus on Lurrus. And this is an interesting one. So we don't really have any green mana in our opening hand, which means our 2 crop rotation cards can't really be cast. I think this is a mulligan, but it really depends what we're up against, because drawing into a green source just has such high upside, and also drawing into Vampire Hexmage just could be a turn 2 2020 for a turn 3 win. I'm just not usually a fan of keeping hands that don't do anything until you draw a specific card or set of cards off the top. So I think I'd probably rather mulligan this, but it's pretty close. I think if you're a little bit more of a risky player, you could keep this and probably get rewarded for keeping it if you draw into a green source in your first 2 draws. But I think just because I want to play a little bit safe, I haven't played this deck in a little over 2 weeks, so I want to get back into it slowly. I'm going to mulligan to a hand that hopefully can cast something. And this is funny. It's a 1-lander with Mox Diamond. We also have the Bauble, so we could go stage Bauble pass, and then hopefully over our next 2 draws, including the one off Bauble, draw into a land to play Bob. But at the same time, this isn't a great deck to keep 1-landers with. You kind of want to build out your mana pretty quickly. One thing I didn't pick up on with the last hand as well is that it can just cast a turn 3 Lurrus if we want that. But this is the tricky one. It really relies on the Mishra's Bauble and how good the draw is, and if we do have lands on top of our library. Because otherwise, the hand's not doing a whole lot. I think I'm happy to go under 5 here. Okay, this is actually pretty good. We'll keep this. I'm going to bottom the Bayou and the Bog, and then just keep Dark Depths up. So what do we want to do here? I think I want to go Urborg first, and then if we draw into Hexmage, we have Hexmage Depths, turn 2. I don't want to show Dark Depths straight away because I don't want to give my opponent full information about what we're on, but not many decks play Urborg right now, so that probably gives away enough as well. I think I'm happy just to go Urborg pass. I'm probably, if I don't draw into a 2-drop creature, I'm probably happy just to go for Thespian stage next turn. I could play the Verdant Catacombs if I wanted to hold up crop rotation. Hey, Timmy, welcome. Hope you're having a nice week. I'm assuming this is going to be some form of Grixis Delver. I know a few Tims, unfortunately. I also know a few of... Welcome. We're currently playing against Grixis Delver on Blue-Green Depths. Another Depths actually makes me just want to play this Depths here. It means that if we get Wasteland and I'm not too unhappy, and if not, there's a high upside of just having Thespian stage next turn, which is kind of cool. Ah, very cool. Tim Go, how you going? Wasteland is fine. Taking out the Urborg, interesting. I guess the only reason that I lead with Thespian stage here over Verdant Catacombs is if we draw into another Urborg, then we just naturally have Dark Depths online. But if we don't, then I kind of like leading with just Verdant because it can't be hit by Wasteland and also allows us to hold up crop rotation if we need it. I'm going to say Verdant's okay here because then we could even just try to go Verdant pass, untap, play stage pass, and then crop rotate for Urborg, but that does of course leave us a 1 mana short, unless we draw into Mox Diamond next turn and pitch Dark Depths. I'm just going to go for Verdant. I haven't played too much of the meta, so I can't really comment on it. But at first, I wasn't a big fan of companions, so I definitely kind of pulled away from the format. But then when I kind of feel like companions won't be around for a while, so I did sort of come back and just try to have, you know, make a few decks that I enjoy that play companions and see how they go. But yeah, I'm definitely in the camp of I'll be pretty happy when they leave. Interesting. Tundra makes me think that they're going to be playing Swords to Plowshares in this deck, which isn't the worst because of course the Delvers are pretty slow clock when we have that extra mana. But here I think we just like going I don't mind stage into Reclaimer. Probably just offer basic forest. Sadly, I can't use stage here either. If I had the extra mana, I would be keen just to tap out stage to copy a basic here. And then if they have Wasteland, they probably either hold it or go after Dark Depths, which we have a second copy of, but pretty interesting. Yeah, definitely. I think it is. I think with companions, it is a big when they leave, not if, which is kind of sad. I mean, it's very cool to see Watsy trying out new things, of course, but obviously the the testing period there with Legacy wasn't at the forefront of their minds. Plateau, interesting. Pyro's okay. I assume this is like a swords or a bolt. We can't do anything here. That's gonna be fine. So we have some options. I can try to crop away this Dark Depths to go and get a second mana source, and then play this Dark Depths for turn. Which then also turns the Elvish Reclaimer into a 3/4, which is kind of nice. It slows down the clock considerably if it lands. So I don't mind that. This is a pretty good force hit if they do have force, and it's pretty much game. We don't really have anything else going on, and it's not like we can... Maybe we could get pretty close. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a 6. And then we're pretty much just dead, unfortunately. The only thing we could draw into is Urborg, which allows us to play the Elvish Reclaimer as a blocker next turn, and then also hold up the Dark Depths combo. The one thing about companions as well that actually gets me a lot is just forgetting about them. There will be a number of turns where I just forget about Lurrus even if I have the mana to actually cast it. So I'm just not used to it as of yet. Yeah, I guess we'll see what we draw into, but this definitely looks like game. So up against Delver. Delver's going to be interesting. I do like the deadweight. The Tabernacle seems great against their Young Pyromancer plan. Veil is also interesting, but I don't think that's where I want to be. Choke's interesting as well, but I'm not too sure if that's where... They do look like they have a pretty heavy dual set, so I'm not sure if they're actually playing any basics. Yeah, the white aggro deck is pretty funny to play against. We played against it playing this, and the turn 1 play was Tomic, and we didn't have an out. We had an Abrupt Decay, and we decayed it, and they untapped and played a second Tomic, which is pretty brutal because this deck, of course, it turns off pretty much every way of the combo, which is pretty brutal. Maybe the chokes. I can see the libraries coming out. We just can't be too aggressive with them. Maybe something like this. Maybe the chokes are overkill. The one nice thing about what they're... I guess... I was going to say Delver usually has a pretty tough time getting Sylvan Library off the table. Outside of like Brazen Burrow or Bounce. But with what looks to be a 4-color deck. I'm assuming they're running like maybe Wear Tear or Disenchant as well. Could also be running like Engined Explosives, but I'm assuming that's a card that actually hits a lot of their stuff, so... Of course, I didn't realize that Choke was actually a card that Lurrus can't be cast from the sideboard then. I'd probably rather the Lurrus, especially seeing... The issue is if they have white in the deck, if they have Swords to Plowshares as removal, because if they do, then that makes Lurrus significantly worse than just bolts. Hey, Boyd, 13 months is very nice. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Hope study's going well. It probably means you only want the Choke if it really hurts them. Yeah, I assume that if they're playing white, I assume if they're playing 4 colors, they don't have basics, and so Choke's going to be pretty good because it's going to turn off all their jewels. So I might just go down on... I don't really like the crop rotations as well. Maybe just this. I don't mind. I'm playing Bauble. Oh, I should bring in this. Rough. That's fine. I'm playing Bauble because of Lurrus. We were playing Thoughtseize, but it wasn't that great. So this is a turn 2 Bob. Can't cast anything else. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom a Reclaimer. I probably don't want to cast the Mox yet, which means I'm not too sure if I want to cast the Bauble yet either. Swords to Plowshares. Okay, so they're on white. Should have really done the Bauble in their draw step to see the other card. I forgot that Bauble is not just a random card in their hand. That's the other one. This is top of their library. I think I am going to go for Mox Diamond here. But I probably... What are the chances of them having Bolt on top of Lightning? On top of Swords to Plowshares? I'm assuming they kept a 6 with at least one piece of removal. Yeah, Urza's could be pretty good as well. I guess the only way Bauble is better is like Bob triggers, but in this deck with Lurrus, you don't really care because nothing is going to be above 2. Maybe like 4 if there's like Force of Vigor in the deck. I think I'm okay with playing this Reclaimer. Obviously better than just doing nothing. I do like Baubles in our Delver decks because it does work. Yeah, the depths would have been pretty nice. Maybe it was better just to wait a turn, but I guess we did know about Swords to Plowshares, which is tough, and they do have the Bolt. Okay. Library's pretty nice. I don't want to get it dazed, so I think I might just go for Hexmage here, but as well, I think I just have to go for Library here, because if we get Wastelanded, then I'm definitely out. They didn't have Force last turn either, so... Yeah, Jeskai's pretty interesting. I might put that on top and pay for this. Play the Verdant, and then just play out a Hexmage. It kind of acts like we have crop rotation, which is nice. And if they use the swords on it, that's more than fine. Hey, our Dark Cloud, thanks for the sub. That's very much appreciated. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? So if we did still have Lurrus in the build, I'd be pretty happy here to actually just sack the Hexmage, then actually get it exiled, because then we can get it back from the graveyard, but because of the chokes, we can't. So I'd probably rather just a 2 life, especially with Library out. The 2 life might actually end up making a pretty considerable difference. Dreadhoard's okay. Holding up the Wasteland, interesting. Definitely gonna fetch here. Happy just to get a Bayou. I don't mind going Hexmage first, and then play Dark Depths, and then just hold up Abrupt Decay on Arcanist. That seems pretty sweet. Yeah, Wasteland seems pretty good. So let's do that. Let's go Hexmage. Dark Depths. I don't think there's any reason not to just tap out here. I think I'm pretty happy just to go for Decay right now on Dreadhorde. And at least with the Loam in hand, we can do some spicy stuff. So if they try to remove the Hexmage and then make us make the first move by targeting Dark Depths, which they can then Wasteland, we do have Loam to get it back, which is kind of nice. Hey, Dead Be a Donut, welcome. Are you from Brisbane? Very cool. Eldrazi Post is sweet. I currently have Eldrazi Post. Actually, I don't. I only have Eldrazi aggro. I actually sold the Grim Monoliths. But a very cool deck. Do you play Endbringer in it? Or do you stay with Reclaimer, nice. Pretty happy to put this on top and pay for these. So let's go for Loam back, Depths, and Verdant. Play Verdant. Play Reclaimer. They're going to force it. Interesting. So they have 0 cards in hand. That's pretty nice for us. Sadly, I don't know everyone by their deck name. Lurrus is fine. Especially here, I guess they have a Karakas. Okay, they can Bauble. Oh, very cool. That's really nice to hear. Karakas is actually pretty rough because they can just return Lurrus to their hand. We do know about Verdant on top. So I will fetch here. I don't want to Loam because we also have outs of just crop rotation into Wasteland on Karakas. So I think here I'm not going to Loam. I'd rather find crop rotation. Not great. Warping Whale is a very cool card. I have played many Warping Whale in my time. Oblivion Soul is pretty sweet as well. A card that I never tried out, but I definitely got hosed by it once or twice. So we definitely don't want the first. I think I just want to upkeep Decay this, and because we know the top two cards are lands that we don't want, we can actually just dredge the first draw. But I still want to play a land here. Not the greatest feeling, but alright, so we get to dredge the first draw. Now we get to look at the top two and then draw one if we want it for 4. Which is pretty brutal. Because we can only pay for this, meaning we go to 4, and then Lurrus is pretty much lethal with like a bolt. Hey, you're welcome. Hopefully Legacy Paper is back in action in Brisbane pretty soon. I know that a few things are getting lifted because of COVID, so hopefully game stores are open in the near future. I'm going to assume a few months, but yeah, you're more than welcome. And anytime you want to borrow a deck, let me know. I definitely have a few others you can try out if you wish. But yeah, thanks for dropping by and thanks for the sub. I think I do have to pay for this. I'm not really doing anything else anyway. Because we don't have... Yeah, we only have Dark Depths, Verdant Catacombs, and Urborg in the field. The Karakas was huge because it means that they kept their Lurrus, and it's also great against the combo as well. Dreadhold's pretty good. Rough. Just not really finding the right half of our combo there. And obviously Lurrus doing a really good job at just drawing a card every turn with Bauble, which is really nice. A little bit sketchy on hands, but I think the 6 we had was pretty good. But yeah, coming up against the Delver deck with Swords to Plowshares and Karakas is a little bit rough. But I think we definitely have the tools to beat them though. And maybe it's just a case of playing against Jeskai a little bit more to get a sense of what the matchup's like. But they're obviously quite low to the ground as well with Lurrus. Choke there probably wouldn't have done too much. I guess they had Volk and Tundra. Maybe Choke's not worth it. Maybe something like Tsunami would be pretty cool. Yeah, the Plateau was really interesting. You don't often see Plateau in Legacy, which is yeah, pretty funny. But obviously it works well in their deck. I guess it can't be Dazed, which is pretty huge. I'm not sure if they still play Dazed. I assume so if they're playing both Delver and Young Pyromancer. But when you already have Wasteland and Karakas, you don't want to have too many lands that don't work well with Daze. But yeah, Delver can be pretty tough. I mean, we have for Abrupt Decay, but without finding them, the Delvers can just take over pretty well. Especially the decks that kind of just play it and then protect it like the Queen. I'm sure it still comes up. Flow True, 14 trophies. Flying Whales, cool. Fish Duggery. I know Fish Duggery from Bug Zenith, which is very cool. Really fun deck to play and pretty competitive right now. He was playing around with a 80 card version with Urion, which is cool. And now I believe he's on Bant Walkers, which is a really cool deck. Playing Karn, Grim Monolith, Teferi, Oko. A lot of really powerful spells. I think the only creatures are Snapcasters. I don't think it even plays Ice Fang. It might, but the deck seems really cool. Sadly, Maverick's not in the greatest position. Oh, I can't play Snap? Interesting, okay. Then yeah, it must be like Ballista and... I guess that's it. I don't think there's any other playable creatures that have activated abilities, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Zurda's been really powerful. I think Zurda's probably the one that's sneaking up as well. Saito. Sylvan's Reclamation is a very cool card. Probably one of my favorite cards in Legacy. This hand is okay. They're also playing Lurrus. Having Karakas is kind of nice. I'm just going to go for a Bayou here into Reclamation, Elvish Reclaimer, and then hopefully just go turn 2 Bob. Put it down to 6. I guess down to 7 with Lurrus. Ha. Volk pass, perhaps. Interesting. Bauble, I'm pretty happy to see. Days, okay. I think we tap out for Bob here. It does mean we can lose the Reclaimer to Bolt. Otherwise, there are shenanigans we can do to actually keep the Elvish Reclaimer alive if we hold it up. Hey, D5 AM. Yeah, I've been off a little bit with companions around, but I thought I might as well just embrace them while they're around and see how they go. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Hope you're well. obviously just trying to brainstorm here into the days, which we know they have, which at least means we can attack with the Reclaimer. I don't think there's a world where I want to just leave up 2 mana and not play the Bob. I think that if they don't have a bolt turn 1 for the Reclaimer when it can be bolted, they probably don't have a bolt for the Dark Confidant, so I'd rather make them have some sort of counter magic. Days. Urborg's nice. Does mean we're pretty close to the combo. Sadly can't get both of these down at the moment, but that's fine. But yeah, D5, what have you been up to? How's everything outside of the world? Or locally? Hopefully the virus hasn't hit you too hard. What do I want to do here? I think I want to play Urborg so I can hold up Abrupt Decay. I could also play the Verdant Catacombs. So playing Verdant allows me to have a Reclaimer that doesn't die to Bolt, because Verdant puts 1 card in the graveyard and then Reclaimer itself doesn't. And then we can just go get... I don't mind this, because now we can just go and get Thespian Stage as well. Preordain. Okay. I still assume it says Delver. Studying classes on digitally. Oh wow, that sucks. Well, hopefully your dad is back in the kitchen soon. Being a chef would be a pretty interesting job. If Tim's still here, Tim would have some first-hand knowledge about what's it like being a chef. If they fetch here, I probably want to fetch in response, because then there's a situation where if we try to fetch, they can bolt Reclaimer, and then we can't actually make it a big enough creature without using crop rotation. So I'm pretty happy here to fetch first. Could also crop rotate now if we wanted, but I'm pretty happy just to use the Reclaimer. The weather's been really nice. 100%. Delver is fine. Hey Craig, welcome. Hope you're well. What do I want to do here? Probably just want to go for sack 1, get stage, decay, play depths and pass. Can actually attack here. I don't mind that. So I could actually just activate the Dark Depths now. That plays around Wasteland and Stifle. What it doesn't play around is Karakas. It doesn't play around, like, I guess Brazen Burrow or Bounce isn't really a thing that we have to worry about because it happens either way. I guess Wasteland isn't the worst because we do have time. We can just, untap. Yeah, so we can play around Wasteland, but maybe because I'm at 18, I don't really care about Wasteland. I can very much just untap and try to crop rotate into my own Wasteland. So I think I'm just going to let this slide. Oh, they can't play Brazen because of Lurrus? Interesting, okay. They have 4 cards in hand. Maybe I just want to go for it here. I guess we could have gone for it last turn. So we can float 2 with Urborg and Dark Depths, and then just use Crop Rotation to sack the Urborg. Kind of want to keep it though. Maybe it's the Karakas that I want to lose. Hey, HG Butt, welcome. Currently making a decision about if we want to Dark Depths now and what we kind of want to play around. I think I'm okay. I mean, like a second Wasteland would be pretty rough. Fatal Push. Interesting. I guess Karakas isn't doing much anyway. So I could try to save it by just sacking and getting Step, but that doesn't really achieve anything. I don't really want the Reclaimer around the following turn anyway. I guess we can also go make Dark Depths now, and then if they try to Wasteland it incorrectly, we can sack the land they target with Dark Depths for Reclaimer, and then hold up Crop Rotation for the other piece. We could also Crop Rotate now into Wasteland, try to Wasteland them, and start the transition. Maybe Crop Rotate is better here than Reclaimer. The issue there is that if we Crop Rotate, we do lose access to green mana this turn, so we can't actually decay one of their threats. But I think that's okay. Oh, interesting. Maybe they have Stifle for the actual Thespian stage target. Interesting. Now Reclaimer goes. That's going to be fine. Oh, they had Karakas? Wow. That's pretty rough. Ponder's okay. Ponder's definitely a lot better than a second Delver. Crop. Alright, let's go Bog, target them. And probably now just hold up Abrupt Decay. Gonna take out the Dread Horde just because it's a little bit more value for them than just the Insect Elaboration. Rough. Unfortunately, just too much there to come back from. So here, we'll just do what we did last time. So I don't like Dark Confidant. I don't like Crop Rotation. I do like Deadweight. I do like Lurrus, so I might actually play Lurrus and then play the Chokes. I do like Tabernacle. I do like Pithing Needle. Maybe that's a bit too much. Can go down on a Sylvan Library. Probably can go down on a Loam. It's not really a matchup where I want to be loaming. Especially if we have Pithing Needle on Wasteland, then Loam isn't that much better. I believe they're on Grixis Delver. Veil's also interesting, but I don't think it's where we want to be, especially because Abrupt Decay is just uncounterable anyway. Safekeeper seems fine. Maybe it's the extra library. Baubles are pretty bad as well if we are playing Lurrus in the main deck. So maybe Veil isn't too bad. Two more cards. Sylvan Library's okay. I don't want to have both because they are a pretty aggressive deck. So if we try to be too aggressive with Sylvan Library, then we're going to get backslapped. But if we don't, we draw it late, we're probably not going to be able to utilize it as much as we want. I guess I don't mind one Bauble, especially if we are playing Lurrus in the main deck. This is fine, I'll keep this. Probably just want to go for Termon Library. It just depends what card I want to use. Hey, thanks man, all the best. Hopefully see you around on stream, and hopefully back around at local game stores when they're all back. Do I want to double Mox? I don't think I do. I probably just want to Mox first, and then library into a land to Mox later on. Pretty happy to just get Bayou. Mox, stage. Force is fine. Thoughtseize is okay. Would be easy game. They did have Thoughtseize. Alright. Needle's not the worst. Naming Wasteland there over Karakas because A, I don't want to get Wastelanded here where I only have one land. And B, we do have a few more outs to Karakas in Sylvan Safekeeper as well. And also Ghost Quarter if we need it. Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to make sure as well that if I didn't want to go down on card advantage as well if the Sylvan Library didn't resolve. Because if the library resolves, at least then we can try to get back some of the cards that we lost to Mox Diamond. Dreadhoard's fine. Interesting. Well then. Definitely like Mox here. Pitch Step. I wonder if I just want to deadweight the Arcanist. That's probably fine. It kind of deals with it anyway. Which is pretty funny. Yeah, stopping the Arcanist from actually even blocking the Dark Confidant as well is really nice. They're gonna block it. Interesting. Maybe they want to get it back later. I guess they knew it wasn't gonna do anything else. Double fetch, 5 mana. Okay, probably Lurrus here into Arcanist. Alright, what can we draw? Thespian Stage would be kind of nice, because then we can actually Reclaimer into it. Needle. I guess we do have the play of Decay Arcanist and then Bog them. I don't mind that. I guess if we're doing that, we might as well do it in attack phase, in their attack phase. I'm just gonna play this out now for Karakas. I don't really want to hold it and then get hit by Thoughtseize again. Yeah, taking out the Lurrus is also a pretty good option. Maybe that is better. I did think for a second there the second needle was a Mox, and we had the mana for Reclaimer as well, but obviously not. At least as the game goes longer as well, and we draw into one piece of the combo, Reclaimer can go and fetch the other piece, which is really nice. Yeah, that makes it kind of nice to... We can definitely sack the Urborg. So I think end step we go and get Thespian stage, untap, and then we can just go and get Dark Depths and instant speed, and also have the combo up. So I don't mind just going Reclaimer pass. Fatal Push, interesting. I think here I'm okay just going to get Step. Just to save it for a turn. Ah, haha, of course. That is fine. It is in the bin. I guess then we just get Bog. It does mean they still have... It's rough because then they still have the Fatal Push in the bin. I'm just going to get Stage. I think Stage is the biggest upside to it, because then if we untap and draw Dark Depths, that's great, but if we don't, then we also can just use this other Reclaimer, which I assume will die to this Fatal Push, but... I actually probably wanted to Bauble my opponent in our turn so we could maybe draw into Abrupt Decay. Just a Badlands on top. We take 4 and go to 10. 6, 2. Push is pretty good. Guess we might as well copy the Bayou. I could copy the Snow-Covered Forest if I was scared of Wasteland, but with Pithing Needle out, I'm not too afraid. All right. Yeah, Goose is pretty sweet. Pretty good to see Nimble Mongoose back in the format. Brainstorm's fine. I assume they probably have something like Vapor Snag post board. Maybe some sort of sack effect. I guess I'd add a double bolt if I let this happen. Maybe I should just make the token here. I don't think they have something like second main Jace. It's probably just an instant speed spell that I'm scared of anyway, so I might as well just make it here. Interesting. I think I'm still okay with this. Yeah, Shinra had the bolts, and they thought that if we didn't block, maybe they could just get a free win with double bolt to deal the final 6. I'm just going to run this back. There's probably little tweaks that I could make, but I think this is okay. I think one thing I might be able to do a little bit better is just to be a little bit more patient with getting these Reclaimers up to 3/4s. I'll definitely mulligan this. A little bit better, a little bit awkward. I'm going to keep it, but I'm not too sure what I want to bottom. It might even be the Lurrus, because we're probably just going turn 1 Peatland, turn 2 Bob off stage. I think the hand is solid even without Lurrus. I think Lurrus is kind of the weak link here. Everything else kind of has its place. I want early removal in Abrupt Decay. I want card advantage being a card down already with Dark Confidant. I want the combo with both Stage, Hexmage, and Depth. So I think Lurrus is where it's going to be. He is significantly better when he doesn't occupy the hand. That is correct. That is very correct. Taking Hexmage. Okay. Ghost Quarter. Interesting. I wonder if they run basics or not. And I wonder if I actually want to keep the Ghost Quarter for now. So I could keep the Ghost Quarter to make sure that I can play around Wasteland and Karakas later on. But I don't mind Ghost Quarter here just to try to take them off. The Underground Sea, because I'm assuming they're not playing basics. If they are, it's a pretty big upset. I guess we can go Stage Pass and just keep the Peatland in hand as our only black source. I don't mind Stage Pass. If it gets wastelanded, it gets wastelanded, but at least it's not the Peatland getting wastelanded. This also means Urborg is also kind of a nice draw just into Dark Confidant. Crop. Interesting. There's also the argument to lead on Peatland, even though it can get Wastelanded, it means we can draw into another colored source and hold up Abrupt Decay. But yeah, maybe just a bit slow for Delver right now. Maybe Turbo Depths is where this deck should be. Turbo Depths also a deck that can play really well with Lurrus, especially because it only plays, you know, one or two mana cards. Another Arcanist, interesting. They kind of have to Wasteland now because they know about the crop rotation. Ah, complete Elvish Spirit Guide. Interesting. I guess we play Dark Depths because Urborg is just such a good draw. Nothing else really does anything. I was thinking about Blast Zone in this list, which would be pretty strong, but I feel like against the early decks like Delver, it just isn't good enough unless you've bought the time to actually, you know, be able to actually cast or activate Blast Zone. Tough, especially if my opponent like ponders into Bolt. They then get both of those flashbacked with Dark Confidant. Interesting. Opponent's still on nothing. So we do have some pretty good outs. Urborg the biggest. Even just green source wouldn't be the worst. Oh, there it is. Okay. I guess if anything, we just make it down on our opponent's turn. Is there any reason to do it now? I don't think so. I mean, they could have Karakas. That's fine. If they have Karakas, they have Karakas. But I guess we still have the combo in hand over 2 turns. And they obviously just don't have an out, so pretty lucky there, but at least we put ourselves in the position to be able to draw into Urborg to go for the combo on turn 5. Interesting game. Opponent had a nice start, but then the Dreadhordes didn't do a whole lot because their hand obviously just wasn't that great. Even the flashback on Thoughtseize, of course, does nothing because our hand is just lands. So yeah, pretty tough. 1v1 you? Craig, we can keep that for another time. Especially because I'm doing a double up league. It would be good just to smash this out. But a 1-for-1 down the line sounds great. But yeah, Lurrus Delver, very, very good right now. Just so much value from so many cards, whether it's Dreadnought, whether it's Lurrus itself, and getting just cards back over time that have been destroyed or ripped from your hand. Seems like a pretty sweet deck. Yeah, it definitely feels like the deck to beat. Flow True. Would like to reveal our companion. Do they have a companion? They do. Ooh, Zurda. Okay. That's kind of scary. This hand is pretty basic. We can't really do anything until we play Bob. I think I'm pretty happy to mull this. I think we can be pretty aggressive with our mulligan decisions against this deck. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom 1 Reclaimer. Okay. That's a good start. So the question here is, do I have to play the Hexmage to not die to something? Or can I play turn 1 Bob? What does Zurda usually play? Let's have a quick look. Is there a reason to play Hexmage turn 1 so we don't just die to something like a Karn lock? Because I'm actually not too familiar with how this deck wins. I know there's Walking Ballista, which is pretty big, which of course... Is Zurda Bomberman? This one, of course, is a little bit more straightforward in just Walking Ballista, Karn board, things like that. You'd play Hexmage? I guess Hexmage is nice because then also if they don't have anything, we can just go for Bob next turn and play Depths, so... I think, yeah, we'll go for cast Mox, pitch Stage, play Peatland, play Hexmage. Other than maybe Abrupt Decay, there's not too many there's not too many cards in the main deck that I want to actively draw into early on as well. So playing the Bob not playing the Bob isn't the biggest downside because I'm not really rushing to get to like maybe Abrupt Decay or something else. This definitely feels like Zurda from the board now. No. Mystic Forge is pretty good. Land for turn. Ballista for 1. Alright. That is fine. Reclaimer. Interesting. I think Bob is better than Dark Depths. Mystic Forge is pretty nutty, especially with... Okay, well at least they can't untap each turn. I think it's Bob. I just gotta try to find the rest of the combo fast, and Bob's my fastest way to get there. We do luckily have some pretty good sideboard cards in Force of Vigor and Collector Ouphe. Karn's pretty good. Wonder if they play bridge. Walking Blister. Okay. Don't have many good outs here, if any. Hexmage, sadly, just a little bit too late. Can't use the Mox Diamond, of course, because of the Karn. Key's pretty good, especially with Grim Monolith. Consult Skyship. Interesting. When it's the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. Okay. Interesting, I get a turn. Hexmage. Alright. Probably not really worth playing anymore. I was going to play the Reclamation, yeah. It's close. I think I'd rather just try to get some extra time in these other games. I don't mind Thoughtseize and I don't mind Needle. I think Safekeeper can come out. Can probably drop down on the Baubles, to be fair. I don't mind Crop. But I think Bog's pretty dead in this matchup. Unless they're playing Auriok Salvages. But then we can just name Needle if we do see it. And if it's not too late. You don't think they're running Salvages? Okay. I'm gonna strip down on a Loam. Not really in the world of replaying Wasteland each turn. I think I'd rather just try to win before that. Interesting, but maybe it's not good enough. Maybe a little bit too fair. Turn 1 Reclaimer. To be fair, this is a turn 3 combo for a turn 4 kill. Turn 1 Reclaimer. Turn 2 sack the Urborg. Oh, sorry. Turn 2 Urborg and then sack the land here to Reclaimer for stage, untap, and then have the mana for Dark Depths activation. I guess we can also go turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Ancient Tomb, play Reclaimer, use the Tomb to sack the Catacombs land, get stage, and then still have the 2 mana that we need for Dark Depths. I'm going to keep this and we'll see how it goes. Go for a Bayou and cast Elvish Reclaimer. This might be a deck that I want to aggressively mulligan to a Collector Ouphe or Force of Vigor, but I think just because we have a pretty good hand of what we're trying to do this turn, it's not too bad. Ugh. Does that change things? This might change things because it means that it turns off the Mox Opal for now. Just takes a turn off. I think that's okay. By hitting an artifact land, I'm kind of hitting 2 mana in 1 because of the Mox Opal, but it would be very easy for my opponent to actually just... Wow, okay, so they actually didn't have another land. Rough. Well, that's actually a perfect draw, because now we get a Thoughtseize and also Reclaimer. Thoughtseize them. Karn, Serum Powder, Mystic Forge, Monolith. Monolith itself is interesting. The Karns I don't really care about. Serum Powder I don't really care about. And the Spirit Guide I probably don't care about. It's probably the Monolith. Just because it taps for 3 straight up. Means if they draw into Soul Land, they can go Soul Land Monolith into Karn. Or into Mystic Forge. I think taking this is fine. Now we can sack this to turn on the Reclaimer now. Ah, I meant to sack the Bayou. Rough. We'll still get stage. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. We needed the Ancient Tomb to have 2 mana for the combo. Okay, they're just going to concede anyway, so kind of fortunate for us. They did see Thoughtseize, which is a little bit of a thing, but I think that's okay. I think I'm happy with just running this back. There's no real cards that stand out that I want to bring in. I think this is fine. I wonder if they do have an out to Collector Ouphe, and if they do, what it is. This is a pretty sweet hand. Pretty happy to keep this. I think I like this hand, and actually just playing the Moxen out with Urborg, dropping the step, but then just holding up crop rotation. Maybe even play the stage and hold the Urborg as the card we want to play. Opponent's down to 5 cards. Have I played Yorion? Yeah, Yorion's actually the deck we're going to play after this league. So this is what I've been playing around with, which is like a 4-color pile of just cards that try to get... It's kind of just a value deck, but there are a few tweaks that I want to make to it before we go into the deck, but yeah, white sources are tough, especially with Ouphe out. It turns off all your white sources from artifacts. All right. Turn 1 Karn. Interesting. Reveal, and they can have a card. I guess we give them the snow-covered mountain. Maybe it's actually the Mox. Maybe it's the Mox, because if I draw into Collector Ouphe, it also hits the Mox Diamond, the Mox Opal. Abundant Growth seems really good as well. I just couldn't find room for it, but it does seem really nice. I think I'll give them the snow-covered mountain, because at least then they can't cast the Mox next turn. Or this turn, sorry. Bob. I guess I don't mind Urborg Hexmage and just kill the Karn. And then next turn we can play the stage, play the Bob, and also have crop rotation for the combo that way. So let's do that. Let's go Mox Diamond, pitch Step, play Urborg, play Hexmage, and probably just deal with the Karn now. We then get to untap, play Bob, and hold up crop rotation. I have one card left. Do we Thoughtseize it? Just another mountain. Okay. Key. Okay. That's fine. Well. We can either crop rotation. We can just crop rotate into Wasteland and hit their Ancient Tomb. And then, yeah, I don't think it matters. We're definitely making the 2020, but then we have 1 mana left over. So we can either name something with Pithing Needle, or we can play crop rotation and crop rotate their Ancient Tomb. Still nice, but yeah, interesting area. Opponent going to 4, then playing a turn 1 Karn was very cool. So a huge yes please to that. But nice to be 2-1. Deck seems okay. I'd probably like to see maybe some more Lotus Petal effects in the deck, especially with Lurrus in the deck as well. Maybe it's better just to have a little bit more fast mana. Will it be a companion deck? I kind of want to play against a deck that isn't a companion deck. I feel like Legacy went too quick into just every deck being a companion deck. It is, and it's Lurrus. Yeah, it's interesting because these two lands obviously don't really tap for the mana that we want. But I think it's okay. Double Bob is quite nice. I'm gonna keep this. Even a Mox would be really nice. I think a Mox would nearly make me go turn 1 Bob. Arid Mesa. Interesting. Badlands. Spellbomb. Okay. Interesting. Crop. Huh. What's my opponent gonna do? Kahira seems pretty sweet. Kahira is the one where you can only play certain types of creatures, correct? Like cats, beasts, snakes, and dinosaurs? That's wrong. I feel like that's Kahira. Bloodstain, okay. No Wasteland, that's kind of nice. Yikes. Lurrus is fine. We actually have the Karakas for it, which is pretty funny. Bauble. Pretty happy to keep the Bauble until my turn. Pretty happy just to crop here. It's pretty much free if they're already wastelanding the Karakas. So what do we want to get? That's a good question. It might just be the other half of... I think it's just Verdant, then we have Abrupt Decay open. Cat, Elemental, Nightmare, Dinosaur, or Beast? Okay. Some pretty good choices in there. Elemental. I might actually Bauble myself to see if I want to fetch in my turn or after my draw step. Crop rotation. I actually probably want that. Yeah. I'd love to see a Lurrus deck with Unearth somewhere. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe even some sort of like, not Dead Guy Ale, but like a black Death and Taxes deck that runs Unearth. Or like Reanimate. It'd be pretty sweet. Hey, Oddball, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Oh, they cut it? Okay. Well, at least they tested it. That's very cool. Cabal Therapy. Alright, don't name Dark Confidant. Wonder if they named Vampire Hexmage. I think that's the name. Death Shadow and Taxes. Haha, I like it. Can't run Street Wraith, unfortunately. Wow, they named Dark Confidant. Well, sometimes you just get it. question is, do I play around Wasteland or do I play around... I think I'd rather play around Wasteland than Karakas. Any land would have done it but Steppe? Yeah, that's very true. I think I'd rather just create it here. If they're drawing off Canyon, they're probably digging for it as well. So they get one draw step. So this looks like an interesting deck. What have we seen? Lurrus. So it looks like a... like Mardu shell. So I probably definitely want... Veil seems pretty good. Deadweight. Maybe Tabernacle. If they're playing like probably Young Pyromancer. Yeah, that's fair enough. Unless they thought they were just trying to keep the swords around for the 2020, but yeah, I think if they had swords, they might have used it quite early on. What do I want to take out? I feel like I can board pretty lightly. Maybe it's just like this. The baubles aren't the greatest. It's probably just good to have one in the deck. See how this goes. If they're on Mardu, it seems okay. Abrupt Decay seems really good. Mox. Interesting. I actually don't mind this. Really just relies on the Reclaimer though. And to be fair, otherwise the hand isn't really doing much. It's just a mana hand. Hey Phobos, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. Also Jackie Brown, thanks for the follow. Yeah, the Loams might be a little bit of an issue because of Spellbomb. I'm going to mulligan this. I think it's just a little bit too mana intensive. This is pretty good. We don't have a second land for the Sylvan Library, but I think that's okay. It's rough. I don't really want to go down to 5, so I'll keep it. And I think I'm just going to bottom probably the Bob. Sylvan Library is probably going to stay online longer than the Bob is against this type of deck. They probably have more removal for Bob than they do for Sylvan Library, so... Pretty risky keep, to be fair. Especially on the draw. I guess on the draw it's a little bit better because we have a higher chance of drawing into a land before we have to really make some tough decisions. Oh, this is Bauble, okay. Pretty good. Tomb. Doesn't change anything here. Mogwai Marshal. Interesting. Pretty good with Cabal Therapy, to be fair. Probably taking Sylvan Library. It's the card that allows me to get back into this game. Otherwise, we don't really have much. Bayou. Bayou's fine. It means they can't really cast Lurrus this turn. Lurrus? Lurrus. I always get it wrong. I could have played Dark Depths because drawing into Urborg or Crop Rotation allows us to play the Hexmage as well. Bushwhacker. Interesting. That's fine. Should probably just decay one of these, unfortunately. Maybe not. Maybe I don't really care. If I do, I probably just want to deal with a token because I don't want them getting back the Bushwhacker with Lurrus. So maybe just to save on some life. They have lost the War Marshal. It's tough because I've already got value off the War Marshal anyway with Cabal Therapy flashback. But now I just need to find Crop Rotation or Urborg. Veil. Ugh. It just looks like a really aggressive Lurrus build. I wonder if it plays like Zombie Bombardment. Take it. At least if they cast Lurrus, we can revoke her. Interesting. Revoker's pretty good. Mox. Mox is actually okay here, because now we can cast the Hexmage. This is fine. Can Veil in response. Oh, Crop Rotation. Interesting. It's a pretty good draw. Yeah, Yorion Goblin seems pretty sweet. Would be a interesting deck. Especially with the colors, but it could work. Maybe like a 4-color deck. Another Bushbacker here would be pretty good. Crater Maker. Okay. That is fine. We can't use it, so okay. Depths. Not great. I could make the 2020 now and then play Depths. But I think it's better just to hold up Crop. Hey Jacob, a huge thank you for the raid. What did you do tonight? Do we play around Wasteland? I think we play around Wasteland. We have before, so Hopefully don't get punished for this. Oh, very cool. Is are they like the World War II minis that used to be in the windows of Ace Comics Annalee, along like the middle strip between the two sides of the stores? They were always cool. I was a big fan of those. Oh, they did have the Wasteland. So we played around Wasteland, which is very nice. Now it's a case of, do they have something to actually finish us with? Attack with everything. We definitely block here. What do they have? 1 card left. We go to 6. Maybe Lurrus? Living Death. Each player exiles all creature cards from their graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control, then puts all cards they exile this way onto the battlefield. Interesting. Interesting. So I guess, to be fair, the right play would have been maybe to actually bring back everything else. I did not expect this. This is very cool. That is hilarious. Just gonna do this over here. I guess this resolves. Yes. Oh, they get them? Interesting. Okay. I guess we kind of have to play Bob here, just to hold down the fort. But it's gonna be pretty tough. Because they can go... Yeah, they can get back Bushwhacker. They can cast Lurrus from their sideboard and then cast Bushwhacker, I believe, with Kicker. The Hexmage is currently named by Phyrexian Revoker. So unfortunately we cannot. Big yikes. I think we just die here, yeah. Oh, can we survive? Oh, we can first strike the Revoker. Does that do anything? So if we go like... Oh. Can we survive this? I don't think we can. We have to block here. We kind of have to block here and have to block here. And then we're just taking 6 anyway. Yeah. Rough. But, yeah, pretty cool. Didn't expect, that. Alright, to the sideboard, looking at the deck, now that we've seen a bit more, I definitely like the Tabernacle. I think that's the only change that I like. Can probably go down to the Loam, especially seeing we saw those Unfortunately, you can't lose the raid, but thank you very much for raiding. Yeah, let's just do it like this. This is fine. I can't believe it. That was hilarious. Hey, Jacob, a huge thank you for the sub. Very, very cool. 12 months is awesome. You get a new sub badge, I believe. A new type of badge. A new shield. It's a shield. I think 12 months also means you should probably come on for another Loam. Another Loam co-host. Those games are sweet. This is okay. I'm gonna keep this. We can pitch the second Dark Depths to Mox, which is kind of nice, and then also have up Decay and Reclaimer. Maybe. I do have another person in the mix, and Foxrus did just pick up, who I would like to hopefully do something with. I meant to play. That's fine. That's fine. I meant to play the Reclaimer there. Sorry, I meant to play the Verdant Catacombs there, and then hold up Abrupt Decay. But I think I'm okay with just playing out Reclaimer here. Even though it's not it's not pumped yet, I think that's okay. But yeah, Loam looks pretty solid at the moment. I know Connor's doing a lot of work and has put a few things on the Loam Facebook page, which is cool. Step, okay. It's kind of nice that they hit step, because then Cabal Therapy doesn't really give him any information away. I'm so glad chat's getting on. Wasteland, interesting. Lotus Petal, okay. Just a pass, interesting. Hey, Shade of Hades, welcome. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Another Mox Diamond's pretty nice. Because now I can drop the step, play Verdant Catacombs, fetch, probably just go and get a Bayou. I don't really care about the Wasteland because my opponent is most likely just on holding that for now. And we get to cast the first Lurrus for the league so far. Are you from Adelaide? Very cool. Do you play Highlander? I know that Highlander is pretty big in Adelaide. We have a paper tournament coming up on Friday night over webcam, which is cool. The Toowoomba guys put it together, which is awesome. They had 27 players last time, which is pretty sweet. So I'd love to see if they could crack 30. That would be awesome. You've tried it? Cool. It's pretty sweet format. Not gonna lie. Haha. Well, luckily with Highlander, you only need the one-ofs, so you don't need to buy the play sets of cards, which I guess makes it cheaper in a little bit of a way, but some of the cards are obviously more expensive, especially when you come to some of the higher pointed cards, like Power. Lurrus is okay. I guess they get back Lotus Petal or Bauble. Haha, Price Underground Sea? Okay, friend. That's fair. I feel for you. How's the Adelaide sort of player base going through the pandemic? At least they see the impending doom that is Abrupt Decay here. Ghost Quarter, interesting. Ooh. So what I could do is actually sack Reclaimer. No, that's okay. Make the token. The only thing here is that Thespian Sage comes in tapped, unfortunately. So we cannot make it. What can I do here? But just go for it anyways. Okay, so we're definitely using Abrupt Decay here. Definitely going after Lurrus. Definitely attacking with both. Put them down to 10. And then just Ghost Quarter the Wasteland now. I don't mind that. I don't mind if they get like a Bolt or a Fatal Push here on one of our creatures. Because at least it means the Wasteland is now gone. Arena's pretty sweet. Big props for Arena. I do like the yeah, the program is really nice. As someone who never liked Standard, at least after I got introduced to Legacy and Modern and a few other formats, yeah, it definitely gave me an itch to play, which is pretty sweet. All right, so we can still attack here with the Reclaimer. We can also just hold up. Probably try to get Wasteland. Crop rotation would be nice. Another Dark Depths. Interesting. Ah, I know what we can do. We can go... Doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, Arena on Mac would be really nice. I know you can play through Parallels, but just like a Mac version of Arena would be very cool. And I think it's definitely in the mix, but it's just a case of when does it come. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a line where we can sack the Bayou, or we can sack the Dark Depths to get a Urborg, play Dark Depths, and then play Lurrus, but we already have the mana for that. So I think I probably just want to get Wasteland. Yeah, so I can't really do anything here. I'm just one mana off casting Lurrus and also getting Wasteland with Elvish Reclaimer, so I'm just gonna pass here. My opponent does have 6 cards in hand, which is pretty nuts. Pile driver. That's okay. Activate Copter. Okay. I don't think anyone knows what Wizards is doing outside of Wizards. But yeah, would be. I thought a Mac version of Arena would have been a lot closer to the fold than it is. Especially with how popular MacBooks are, especially for uni students, who I assume is a pretty big target market of Arena. Pile drive is interesting. should be dead easy. Interesting. Hope of Girapur. Interesting. Alright. I think here I want to sack the Bayou. Because if we draw... I don't want to sack the Dark Depths in play, because if we draw into... if we draw into like Crop Rotation or Hexmage or Thespian Stage, I want to have one piece of the combo in play. So I'm going to sack the Bayou. Go and get Wasteland. Now we get to untap. And there's the rotation, which is kind of nice. Doesn't work out how we want it at the moment. But we do get to... Hey, Mel. Haha, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I know you're doing really well with your games, which is sweet. So, big congrats on that. Can't wait for Last of Us 2. That should be really fun to play. So I'm trying to see if we actually have a line where we can use the second Dark Depths in hand. Maybe by using Reclaimer to go and get Urborg, but... I don't think we can do that right now without sacking this one. 1-2, sack this, get Urborg, play Dark Depths. No, it doesn't. I think we're just best off here. 1-2, sack, yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure when it's out. I thought it was out in May. I thought it was out in like 2 weeks. But then I saw that JB don't have it out until June the 6th, which is crazy. I guess having Dark Depths here as well is quite nice as a Wasteland target that we can actually just hold up for crop rotation. But if they play some more Goblins, then Piledriver is going to hit for a ton. They probably just come in with Smuggler's Copter and Hope in the air, putting us down to 15. Akasha beer. Interesting. Akasha. Oh, it's from New South Wales. Very cool. Is that the IPA? Crew that. That's okay. No attack with a Hope. Interesting. Cabal Therapy. Gonna hit Karakas. And I probably just want to crop here. Last time they named Dark Confidant, and they hadn't seen Dark Confidant yet, so if you're in stream, welcome. But if not, I'm not going to allow you to get my crop rotation. So we are going for Thespian Stage. Spell Bomb's fine. Maybe they're looking for Wasteland to try to hit the stage now. Or hold it up. I guess they can't hold it up because then we can just copy their mountain or snow-covered swamp in response. $7.2? Interesting. Oh, you got a Growler? Very nice. Growlers are sweet. I'm a big fan of Growlers. Pyrokinesis. That's going to be fine. Oh, they have the Wasteland as well. Rough. Okay. Oh, now we just pass. All right. I guess I can kind of force the waste here if I want by using Thespian Stage to copy one of their basics. But I think I'm happy just to untap and draw once more. Bob. Maybe that's okay. Maybe we just go for Bob here plus Safekeeper. Probably should have gone for Safekeeper first because that's the card I really care about. Okay. So they do have a 4-turn clock, and double Wasteland's pretty good. Creator Maker, yikes. I assume here they use it to crew Smuggler's Copter, and then maybe use it to actually kill the Dark Confidant, but I'm probably going to save the Bob here. Let's be fair. So let's... Probably just sacking the Dark Depths. Yeah, late night coffee is pretty rough. Especially when you try to get the sleep after. It never works out too well. Attack with everyone. Okay. Three, 4, 5. I'm just gonna take this. Yep. Almost 8 AM. Very cool. Well, there's stage. Dead weight. Interesting. So I can try to force... I think we're definitely attacking with both creatures here. definitely stage. And I think I just want to get rid of the Goblin Pile Driver here. Grenzo, interesting. Yikes. Hey, Spiller, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? They get Hexmage. Interesting. This is interesting because they can cast it, but then it taps them off Wasteland. So I don't think they cast it here. I think they say you go to 2, and then you don't really have a way to win. Unless we draw into Abrupt Decay, that's really our only way. Because we're definitely taking 2 from this, from the Bob, going down to 2, and then just the Smuggler Copter is lethal, so... Forgot to include a companion. I do have a companion. Unfortunately, it is in exile. US play D&T, but waiting for things to settle down. Found you because I'm interested in Maverick. Very cool. Maverick is a very interesting deck. So, welcome, first off. Not in the greatest position now, but I definitely like it. Ooh. Oh, there's Decay. Interesting. Well then. Hey, thanks Shade, all the best. No great attacks there with the Grenzo out. Ugh. It's kind of a yikes. Should probably save it. I kind of need to. I'll drop the Verdant because I definitely don't want to fetch. This is fine. Definitely want to hit it now so they don't get the draw of it. Deal damage to that. Interesting. I think I want to keep this around. Maybe not. How good is the Thespian stage? I guess this happens next turn anyway, so... Ooh, down to 1. I guess we have to take care of the Gearper. Yeah, you should be able to find the deck list on stream. Hopefully. There should be cardboard live functionality, so... if you look at the back of the cards, you should be able to see it there. Sadly, this is just game because I don't think I have a way out. Yeah. Especially with the flyer. But yeah, if you Let me quickly bring up my stream. Yeah, there it is. So if you click on here, you can pick out the stream list here, which is cool. But yeah, rough. Obviously that Wasteland was really good, just holding off the Thespian stage for so long. Maybe I could have been more aggressive with it, but obviously we weren't. Mick Porner. Definitely show Lurrus. Oh, no companion. I'll keep this. No companion's interesting. This is kind of nice. Huh. Ah, maybe this is lands. Yeah. Okay. Stage. Pretty happy to play around Wasteland for now. Play Bauble. And then happy just to Mishra's Bauble in there, draw step. Crop rotation. This definitely feels like lands. Yeah. Crop. I guess we have to kind of just Wasteland here, just so they can't just go off next turn. I guess we could try to crop into Karakas if that was available, but we do need to draw a source for that. Tips. Huh. So we do know about crop rotation. So they can... Ah, interesting. So they have crop, so they can waste our waste, and then if we waste their stage in response... Oh, no, they're 1 mana off. But what we could do is just float mana with the Wasteland instead of using it, and then actually just hold up stage, which is kind of funny. Ghost Quarter. Oh, there's Peatland, okay. I play Peatland because I want to have crop rotation open. Most likely just for Karakas. opponent having a good thing. So obviously they can start the initiation by either Ghost Quarter or Wasteland on our Wasteland. And then if we try to Wasteland their stage, they still have 3 mana open, 1 for crop and 2 for the copy. So they're not going for it. Interesting. So they're going to waste here. This probably means they have Loam, so maybe I want to set up a crop rotation for Bojuka Bog instead. So maybe I'm okay with them... If I waste the stage, it sucks if they use it to copy the snow-covered swamp. But I guess then I could, in response, actually crop rotate it away, so that's not the worst. I don't want to hit the Ghost Quarter, because then they can just hit one of our lands, which I don't really want them to do. So it's really between the Thespian stage and the Grove. We know they have crop rotation, and I'm going to assume Grove is probably a card they're happy just to crop away. Really, with any land they have, that is correct, but maybe I go for the stage to see what they do. They are going to go for this. So here I think I just want to... The funny thing is that if I crop this away, then with this still on the stack, they can just crop away their stage. So maybe now's the time that I want to go after it. They do still have crop, but now it does make the swamp a little bit worse. Okay. And just a pass. Interesting. Safekeeper. It's interesting. I think here it's best just to go with Urborg. Maybe just go for Lurrus here, to be fair. I kind of forgot about her. And now we can get back Bauble. And start drawing some cards. Blast Zone, okay. I'm gonna crop, that's fine. Hey, Pursue, welcome. Hope you're doing okay over in Brazil. Return is fine. What do we want to drop? Probably Safekeeper. Is a card that I can get back with Lurrus, which is nice. Yeah, so things are tough, so I hope you and your family are well. Yeah, the president definitely has a different view to the virus than most other people, if not everyone. So yeah, I can't imagine how frustrating it is to have him around. This definitely feels like a Loam. Oh, cool. Okay, that's great to hear. I can crop here if I really want to. Because they don't have mana open other than ghost quartering themselves to actually cycle at instant speed. Opponent having a pretty good think about this Bojuka Bog. Do we actually have Graveyard Hate in the sideboard? No. Interesting. They are going to Ghost Quarter themselves. They obviously have the Cycle Land in hand. Or Crop Rotation themselves. Interesting. Ah, Peatland. Nice. That makes sense. Mana Bond is pretty good. I don't think we can come back from Mana Bond. Especially if they Wasteland our green source here. Urborg, okay. Coast Quarter. Yeah. Rough. How do I like to board for this game? This is an interesting one. I definitely like to force the needles. Safekeeper can come out. Can probably drop down on a decay for the force. And then maybe just something like a... One more card. Crop Rotation's still really nice as a 4-of. Same with Reclaimer. Maybe it's just a Bauble. I'm okay with this. Not the greatest hand. I really want to make sure I have a green source in my opener. And I guess his hand is pretty much already a mulligan with the Force, if we are forcing. Better. I'll keep this. Let's bottom stage. Yeah. To be fair, I could probably actually take out some number of Dark Depths in this matchup. Yeah, double Wasteland is rough. Just a Blast Zone, Mox Diamond, Tabernacle. That's fine. I could combo and pass. I also have the option of Bojuka Bog them. Mox Diamond Needle Library. Nice. I think Hexmage Dark Depths is fine. Having Loam as well is really nice. There's a Crop Rotation in the bin, which is quite nice for us. Yeah. Grafdigger's Cage is interesting. I guess it stops Lurrus? Force of Vigor. Definitely Loam. It's probably a world where I didn't want to play that because of their own Thespian stages. Ghost Quarter. Okay. Especially with one Pithing Needle in the bin already, it seems like a pretty tough time for us to try to get it ahead of all of this. Ghost Quarter here. That's gonna be fine. Go and get a snow-covered forest. I'm probably more scared of a Ghost Quarter lock than I am of Loam itself, so I'm actually just going to crop rotate here. which obviously doesn't feel great, but Loam hit Karakas, Verdant Catacombs. Okay. Probably want to try to draw here. Sylvan Library is a pretty nice draw. Happy to play Karakas. Play Library. Pass. Maybe Rite of Consumption is a card that I actually want to bring in this matchup, because then we can play around Karakas pretty well. I don't think I really have a way out of that match, unfortunately. Just with our opponent already on the Life in the Loam strategy so early, it's pretty tough to get back. Where is the list? One thing I just didn't think about was extra graveyard hate. I think I put too much focus on Lurrus decks and just trying to keep up with some sort of value plan, that I completely forgot about graveyard hate in the sideboard. So really, Bojuka Bog is our only hate. I did have Grafdigger's Cage there, which obviously doesn't do a whole lot against lands, if anything. So I think you can definitely find room for Surgical in the board. Of course, you can't play Leyline with Lurrus, which is unfortunate. You can't play Ferromacabre either, so it really is Surgical or bust. You could play Scavenging Ooze in this list, but you can't find it, which is probably the biggest issue. You do have access to some number of green cards, but that's really it. Hey, 10k Freeman, welcome. Is that... surely that's not Ben. We just finished the league. Unfortunately, I think we went 2-3. Yeah, I don't think we need Lurrus. The only thing I can think of is the Lurrus Mirrors, where you might want the Leyline and also Lurrus, but outside of that, not really. The interesting thing is as well that a lot of the decks that Leyline is pretty good against aren't really in the format right now because of a lot of the companion decks. But yeah, maybe the turbo version of Depths is just a little bit better right now. But yeah, obviously some room to move. Maybe the different Bauble is better as well. The one that actually looks at the hand and not the top of the graveyard. Yeah, actually Nihil Spellbomb seems really good, especially because we have the black mana to actually replace it. So Spellbomb seems pretty fantastic and is probably a card that should be in this deck, either in the main deck or in the sideboard. Seeing that it replaces itself, I don't mind it in the main deck. Because as good as Bauble is, I didn't find myself casting Lurrus that often tonight, especially against all the Karakas decks. So that's definitely an issue. I mean, the decks that we went down to were Karakas decks in, or at least decks running Karakas, which just makes it so hard to try to combo off because we do only have the one Wasteland and one Wasteland, one Safekeeper, one Ghost Quarter to play around those, but that is the risk that we took running this list, so there is no complaints at all. I'm going to call it there. I was going to do a double league, but I think I might actually break that up and maybe do the second league tomorrow night. I do need to put it together as well. It is a Euron deck that has been pretty good. We've done a 3-2 and a 4-1 with it, so it would be nice to at least come back on a 4-1. It is a 4-color deck. We're not running red. It's pretty good against a lot of the mid-range decks because of the amount of card removal, which is nice. So really enjoying to see it. Oh, this is a Euron deck that plays Natural Order. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, especially if you play Astrolabe as well. No Astrolabes. I do like the full 4 Baleful Strix and Icefang Codals. That's really interesting. I'd love to try to build some sort of opposition list as well that plays it. Yeah, sorry, Freeman. But yeah, that is me. I think that if I did try to play this league out, it would be pretty sloppy. Just because I am a little bit tired after that. And it is getting on to 10:30 here. So a huge thank you to you guys for coming in. I will be back hopefully tomorrow night with another league. That would be very cool. Because it would be good to get some more companion leagues in before they eventually go, which I assume is not too far away. You can never really tell, but we might as well see who else is streaming, because usually there's a few other legacy streamers. HG Bud, you too. Video producer. Hopefully back on the weekend as well, so there'll be 2 more streams this week. Magus of the Moon is playing Modern, the Oracle, and Channel Fireball. The Oracle is playing Standard, and of course we have Channel Fireball playing Standard. Alright guys, a huge thank you again. If you want to find me on YouTube, you can find me at YouTube/Dukes on Twitch. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Twitter/Dukes on Twitch. Of course, you can find me here as well, or at thegreensonsinternet.com. I'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you all again. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.